There we go. Maybe. Okay, I'm never going to get past not knowing whether we're live or not. There we go. And we're live. Hey, happy Tuesday, everybody. So I'm going to talk just a little bit while we gather here because we've got some new members again, and welcome to all of you. I'm thrilled to have you, delighted to see you here. I hope you will take advantage of the live work that I do in here. Right now, I'm doing it twice a week, every Tuesday and every Friday. And I may start to vary the time. We'll see. I kind of have to do it when it's convenient for me. But I do it at a set time. And you can take advantage of this by being in the chat. And I am happy to help you with your issue, whatever that may be. It can be a physical thing. It can be an emotional thing. If it's in my wheelhouse, I'm game. And as you can see, when you go back through this group and look at some of the past lives, we cover a pretty big range of topics. I do try at the end of each one of these to put that information, what we talked about, what we tapped about and worked with, in the information above each one of these. So you can kind of see what we covered a little bit. But, you know, go back, look at those, read the comments. People are absolutely feeling so much better from these. It's impressive. And I've had some new wonderful comments again on YouTube. One woman for peripheral neuropathy. She has, I think, diabetic neuropathy, and I can't remember what video she was working with because I don't have one for that specific thing, and don't have plans to have one for that. But anyway, she was dealing with this, and she changed the wording up a little bit, and her pain level went from an 8 to a 2. So cool. And this was the only video she'd actually worked with of mine before. So she's in doing other things. Now I want to talk to you a little bit about YouTube. I've had several of you request videos and do keep asking. I'm happy to make new work. I'm always looking for suggestions, but I'm getting a lot of requests for things I've already made. And sometimes it's because it didn't come up in a search. For instance, Tony has bronchitis and wanted me to make one for that. Well, I'd already made one for lungs and lung congestion and coughing. And if you actually did a YouTube search for, Sharon Smith coughing or not bronchitis, I didn't think to call it that, but lungs, congestion, cough, it's going to come up. So when you are thinking about a video that you're looking for, make sure that you've searched first on YouTube to see whether or not I've already made it. And, I would say look at your symptoms. What's it called? And that may be why you're not seeing it. But I've had, like I said, that's not the only one of these. I've had several of these lately. Now, I have also kind of, I'm still interacting here in the group, but I am losing my ability to actually keep up with private messages. It's not that I don't like it or like doing it, but I am simply running out of time for it. I want to be able to devote time to this and show up here in this group and my others, but I can't keep up with the private message thing. If you are interested in working with me privately, I will put the link in the group again, because I again had somebody ask me, I think you might be able to really help me. Do you work one-on-one? It's like, yeah, I do. So I didn't mean to not serve you in that way. I absolutely do private work. I do not do single sessions. If what you want is somebody to tap with you for an hour, I'm not your girl. My programs are designed for a certain period of time. I right now have a 3-week and also a 3-month program. And they include a lot of things in between our one-on-one work. Lots of things. These are things designed to affect brain changes and to make psychospiritual changes for you during our time together. I want you to get real serious transformation out of the work we do together. So there's an application for that. You can go look at it. It is not a point and click thing. It isn't where I have pricing there and you can just look at it and click on it and buy it. I do not say yes to everybody. It's got to be something I feel like I can actually help you with, because private work involves a serious financial and time commitment for us both. If I haven't had a chance to talk to you first and have a pretty good idea that I can help you and that we're a good fit to work together, I mean, that comes into play too. I want to be sure I can help you before I even make an offer to you or a recommendation for anything. So, yeah, it's out there. Yes, I'm doing that. Now, I am also in the process, after lots of requests, I'm in the process of beginning to look at putting together a group program. And I would like to keep it small, maybe 10 to 20 people. I don't think I want to run more than that. I'm hoping to announce that later this fall, and you guys will get to know about it early. So it's all good, all fun. So pay attention on YouTube, go search. Think about your symptoms, because I may already have work out there that will help you. It's entirely possible. But the important thing is to keep tapping. And I did a short talk the other day to a group. I want you to understand that you have the ability to help yourself. And it's right here in your own two hands. Genuinely. Tapping is, while it's only one of the tools I use, it is the tool I use commonly with guided visualization here in this group. And I do a lot of that in private work as well, but these are not my only tools. It's a big toolbox for me now. But you can help yourself. You want to use my free gift, get quiet, see what's underneath your issue, and then use tapping, some EFT, to work with what you just saw. It's important to do that. I want you to feel powerful. I want you to know that there's hope, there's help. You can feel better. And using your own hands, you don't have to go buy I'm not saying anything bad about essential oils. I do like them, but you don't have to go buy oils or equipment or have, anything like that. You don't need it. Not that that stuff is bad, but always go to yourself first. You are the very best person because you live in your body. None of us live in your body. You're the one who's going to know the best what's appropriate for you, better than anybody else. Trust yourselves. Tony, hello, and good evening. So, are you still coughing? If you'd like to do, I know that got all blurry there for a moment. Okay, that's better. My camera didn't reset. Marianne, hi, good to see you. If you guys would like some tapping, go ahead and put in the chat what you've got going on, and then we'll go take a look at it for you. Good to see both of you. You're better. Okay, good. Tony, I'm wondering, did you do my video for lungs and congestion? I'm glad you're better. I'm actually wondering also, because when you were asking that question, and I'm glancing at that, and I'm kind of thinking, and let me know if this is accurate. I'm thinking that you've got lung stuff going on. Sore fingers. Oh, okay. Okay, all right, and it helped. Okay, lungs are grief and sadness. That's where that those emotions tend to accumulate. And full disclosure here, Tony's been a private client of mine. So I'm familiar with her stuff. I'm not going to give anything away here. But I'm going to ask, do you think that this is sadness looking at the future for you? Okay, and I'm just going to think about this. Sore fingers on the right hand. Okay, so fingers and toes, Marianne, tend to be worry about details. Is that, and on the right side, that's male side. So it can be details of something to do with men, or it can be control stuff. That would be what your right side is. I was just kind of curious here with, is it all your fingers or just part of your fingers? Or just one or two fingers? Because that's kind of interesting too. I was just kind of interested in, I have to look. I don't know what each of the fingers are, and they are each something different. Yeah, fussing over details. So let me know which fingers you've got. And Tony, let me know if that might be accurate. Is my chat scrolling? Oh crap, my chat didn't scroll, sorry. Stiff joints and clicking. Okay, which fingers? Yes, I do, hadn't thought of that. Okay, the last two fingers, so the pinky and ring finger. Okay. Okay, hi Cation, good to see you. All right, Tony, let's do just a little tapping for you first, because I think I know what this is, and just see how. I may be off base, but I don't think so here. So let's just do a little tapping, and then Miriam will work with you next, and then Cation, you're next up. I'm coughing and I have bronchitis, and my lungs are congested, but I choose to be okay anyway. Even though I've got some coughing and congestion. Maybe some grief, maybe some sadness. And I stuck it in my lungs. But I completely love and accept myself anyway. Even though I've got a cough and kind of a chest cold, I choose to be okay anyway, because I completely love and accept myself. And I love my lungs. I wonder if it's possible that when I look at the future, I just don't see a lot of good things. I'm feeling so much better in so many ways, in spite of having this chest cold. But there's a lot of turmoil out there in the world. And I wonder if there might not be anything really good for me. And I'd like to meet a new man. But I just don't feel very confident about it. And that makes me feel sad. And I might have stuck that in my lungs. Because I have a cough. And I'd like to make a lot of new friends. But I haven't really been able to do that because of COVID. But I'm open to the possibility that this time will pass and that all of these things are going to happen for me, if that's what I want, because I get to be in charge of what happens. I allow myself to know that I can get out and go do lots of things. And some I can do now, and some things I'll have to wait for later. I choose to be open to the possibility that there's a lot of good stuff out there waiting for me. It's safe to let go of all this stuff stuck in my lungs, because I completely love and accept myself. And I love my lungs. Peace. Okay, Tony just dropped that in the chat. And let me know. Did I guess right there? Okay, the last two, the pinky and the last and the ring finger. Okay. And I am actually going to read, because I'm not sure what each finger is. Fingers are worry in general. They're worry about details, the details of life. But there are some specific things, and this is Feelings Buried Alive Never Die by Carol Kuhn Truman. It's one of my favorite books ever, and she's got a great list in it. Now, okay, the ring finger is affected by grief and the inability to flow with life. The little finger is affected by pretense, deceit, and unforgiveness. So, yeah, interesting. Does any of that sound like what it might be for you? And actually, let's have, that's just off the list. Let's, go in and have a look at what's there. Close your eyes and take a breath. And go look at what you've got in those two fingers. Pinky and the ring finger on the right hand. Just see what you've got stuck there. Because you know how to do this. You've done this with me. There you go. Yeah, sometimes we just, I know. Tony is like a walking advertisement for working one-on-one with me. Bless your heart, you are so much fun to work with. But yeah, I think that's kind of what it is. I think you've kind of got that COVID cabin fever thing going on a little bit, and that you're maybe a much more outgoing and social person than you were before. And now you've got to stay still for a little bit longer. Not forever. It'll be okay, really. And you're in a beautiful place. So, yeah. Sometimes you just need a little extra insight, which is definitely one of my strengths. Always happy to use my ability to tune in for you guys. All right, so Marion, did you look at the fingers? Doesn't resonate. Okay. Did you go in and actually look to see what's in the fingers? Okay. I think, because I've done a little bit of work on here before with you, I think maybe I know what this is. We'll see. go ahead and just move those and give it a number between 0 and 10. You know how to do that. You don't need to put it in the chat. Just make yourself a mental note, and you can let us know later. Really wiggle them a little bit. You go into, oh, okay. That means you don't feel safe. You're welcome, Tony. That means you don't feel safe really looking at your stuff. Okay, so you don't have it right now then. I'm trying, no, you don't. This is late in the day for you because you're in Scotland. Okay, so the fingers they're fine right now. I'm not sure what to tap on for that. Honestly, I really think this is, okay. Okay, that's all right. Perfectly okie dokie. All right, Kaishan, you are next up, dear. All right. What do you have going on today? Just drop it in the chat here. I'll jabber for a few minutes while we wait for you to let us know. My Mac is making a little noise here. Excuse me, just like my hard drive is working a little overtime. That's weird. Kaishan, we're waiting on you to let me know what you've got that you'd like us to work with today. Okay. Yeah, that's a good thing. Marion, if you have this book, go look at it. Oh, okay. Okay. All right, Kaishan. Okay, close your eyes and take a big breath. Everybody do this with us. Take a big breath in through your nose and hold it and close your eyes and blow it out. Okay, I want you to move into your throat, into where you feel that choking feeling. And I want you to see how it looks in there. And now just gently, there's no judgment in this. I want you to just, in your mind, ask what emotions are there. What happened in the last 3 days or 4 days or a week that has caused this to get so much worse so quickly? And I'm looking at this with you. I think I have a pretty good idea of what this is. But, first thing that comes to mind for you is going to be right. And we're going to work with that too. Okay, so open your eyes and go ahead and put in the chat Go ahead and just put it in the chat. What you saw, what emotions, what we need to work with. Okay, yeah. All right, and I think specifically what it is fear about never getting better. Okay, because I have had a conversation with you outside of this and am familiar with your issues, I'm not going to talk a lot about it, but do I have your permission to kind of just explain briefly a little bit what you have going on? Because we're going to have a lot of people tapping to lend their energy to this. It would be good if they could focus on it. It's a good thing. Okay, that's all right. Yeah. Cation says it makes sense, so, okay. Okay, let me know if I have your permission to really, okay, all right. Cation has, she has an inoperable stricture, an esophageal stricture, but it is not something that they can do anything with. There is no surgical option for it. So, and it's gotten progressive. Anyway, yeah, okay. And I have actually a pretty good recorded video for hopelessness that I would invite you to look up and do some tapping later on with that. But let's just okay. I want you to give the swallowing thing a number between 0 and 10 right now. And go ahead and drop that in the chat. Where are you? With 10 being you can't swallow at all. Got a little bit of a time lag here. Okay. Okay. What's your number right now for the not being able to swallow thing? Okay. All right, let's just start here. Everybody do this with us. She has something she could really lend your energy to it. She has something you can help her with. Even though I can barely swallow. And it's gotten so much worse in the last few days. I choose to be okay anyway. And I completely love and accept myself. Even though I'm a lot worse just recently. I profoundly love and accept myself. And I love my throat. Okay, top of the head. I've gotten to the point where I'm afraid that nothing is ever going to fix this. That there may not be any way for me to get past this. And that makes me feel hopeless. And I have that in my throat. I allow myself to know that I had hopelessness stuck in my throat before the stricture came. and that this is actually a part of the deeper root of this. I give myself permission to really look at all the places in my life where I feel hopelessness. And it's not just to do with my ability to swallow. That is the symptom, not the root. I allow myself to gently and with compassion look at these things. These areas of my life where I don't think it's ever going to change. And to see these easily and with love. Because they're just lessons and things for me to learn from. And I've been looking at these things as punishment for being somehow inadequate or bad. And they're not. It's just learning. But my reaction to some of this experience was to store it in my throat. Because it didn't feel safe to actually feel how hopeless I was. And I'm open to letting it go now. It's safe to let go of the need to not be able to swallow. It's safe for me to let go of all this choking sensation. If I agree to really look at my life with a clear eye and with love, not judgment, then it's going to feel easier to let go of all this constriction in my throat. Because I really don't need that anymore. It's safe to let it go now. Because I completely love and accept myself. And I love my throat. And I'm grateful for what it's teaching me. Peace. Okay. All right. Let me know how that landed for you. And give it a number. Go ahead and put it in the chat so we can actually see for you. We're just waiting. We just did some tapping for stricture in Keishan's throat. That is something that MDs cannot work with. She's seen a ton of them, and it is inoperable. Honestly, folks, oh, thanks, Jenny. Okay, good. Yeah. Okay, give it a number. Swallow and give it a number. Or take a drink of water and give it a number. You were at a 9 before. I want to know in writing where you are now. And folks who are watching this, whether you're on the live watching or whether you're watching it in replay, you're seeing the huge variety of things that we work with on here. We've worked with things like insomnia, okay, down to a 6. That's good. From just a couple minutes worth of work, that's very, very good. It's a huge thing. I work with a lot of things. I work with everything from feelings of unresolved anger for people, to like knee pain or back pain, or in Keishan's case, something that is actually, they have said, is incurable or untreatable. They can't do anything for it. And obviously that is not true, because she just went from a 9 to a 6 in a very few minutes worth of tapping. So I want you to, all of you, use this with the knowledge that there is hope for you out there. There's help. Honestly, there is. Oh, good. Colleen, hello. Hello, hello. Have not seen you. I don't think I've seen you on a live before. Great. Okay, good. Good. That's good. A lot of throat stuff out there. Good for you. All right. Colleen, since you did that with us, is there something else we could work with for you today too? Or would you like to work with your throat and actually take a look at what you've got there? Because I've got a few minutes left. Just drop it in the chat here and let me know. It's cool to get two people with kind of a similar, your first one. Okay, I thought so. I didn't think I'd seen you on here before. Good for you. Can we do some more work for you? I'm happy to work with your throat. Okay, a host of issues. Okay, darling. You want to pick one? What comes up first for you? Close your eyes and take a breath. Oh, okay. Okay. Okay, give me just a second here. Is your father still alive? We're going to work with anger with your dad. Job hunting anxiety, I mean, that may be something we can do that's useful for a bunch of us, but anger is much more in my wheelhouse. So just drop it in there. Is your dad still alive? I think he actually is. Okay. Come on, Colleen. Dead or alive? Okay, that's what I thought. Okay. All right. I'm just thinking a moment. Here, let me feel into this for you. Okay. Is your dad an alcoholic by chance? Sorry, we have to wait for the chat. It's a little slow. Like I said, I am really looking at starting a nice small private group. It'll be a paid group, but it'll be Zoom where we see each other and can talk to each other. That'll be a lot quicker. Okay. All right. Okay. But no alcohol, not an alcohol. Okay. I'm getting that. Okay, let's just start here. I have a lot of anger. And I've been holding on to it for years. And I'm angry for some real reasons. They're perfectly valid reasons. Any normal person would be angry about this stuff. Okay, there we go. But I choose to be okay anyway. Even though I have a lot of anger at my father. I completely love and accept myself. And I'm open to the possibility that I can change my mind a little bit about this. My dad's just an asshole. He abandoned the whole family when I was 5. I don't know why he did it. He thinks only of himself. Nobody else counts. But because he was my dad, and I was just a little girl, I loved him, and I believed his opinions about me. And since I'm tapping under the arm, sorry, I gotta adjust my camera angle. And because his opinion about me was that I wasn't worth sticking around for, I have always thought that there was something wrong with me. I thought it was my fault in some way, even though I was only 5. And even though I knew at a deep level that I was perfect just the way I was, there was a part of me that believed that there was something wrong with me. And I got mad about it because he shouldn't have treated me this way. And I've been holding on to this anger my whole life. I give myself permission to remember that me holding on to this anger is just like me drinking poison and hoping it's going to make him sick. He doesn't care whether I'm mad at him or not. I choose to see that I'm harming myself by holding on to this and still allowing him to have this power over me. So I'm going to do the thing that will set me free. I'm going to forgive him. And he does not deserve that even one little bit. But I do. I deserve to be free of this. I give myself permission to forgive him. And I forgive myself for holding on to this anger all these years. It's safe to let it go now. I'm not excusing his bad behavior, but I am forgiving him and myself because I didn't know any better. And I completely love and accept myself. Peace. Okay. I can't imagine that wasn't good for you. I think it probably was, but let me know. Let me know how that landed for you. Got to get a drink of water here. That is, when we work with parents, do their best, but sometimes their best is shit. It just is. There's no other way around it. They do things and say things that are tremendously wounding to their children. Sometimes they do it deliberately, and sometimes they really just don't know any better. But it's usually, okay, good. Sorry. It's really weird that it is a part of my job to make people cry on a regular basis. I'm sorry, and I'm really glad for you. Go you. But the thing we want to remember is, oh, good, yeah, is to go in, do some work, and not hold on to that anger. The longer we hold on to being mad at them for being crappy parents, the longer we keep ourselves locked in that loop of ickiness. And it doesn't mean that you're excusing bad behavior. You may have had an alcoholic or a very abusive person in your life. Yeah, I'm not condoning bad behavior. That isn't what this is about. This is about setting yourself free from this vicious circle that you get stuck in. And forgiving yourself. You didn't mean your reactions were normal and valid. Okay, it didn't mean that you were doing something you shouldn't have. You didn't understand that you were holding on to something that was harming you. And you also didn't have the tools to really let it go. One of the things that people are really fond of saying, and people give this advice all the time, well, you just need to get over that. You just need to forgive him and move on. But those people do not have any idea how to actually do that. It's like, yeah, I know I need to forgive somebody, but I don't have a way to do it. So good. Oh yeah, asthma. This is going to have to do with your mom too, probably, but good. I'm glad that you're feeling better. Good deal. So I want you to, all of you, everybody watching this today, live or in replay, understand that forgiveness is the way forward. It is the way forward for you. Love is the way forward. And not condoning bad behavior, but forgiveness and love. Those are the things that will set you free so that you can recover. Yeah, it can be. And yeah, Tony says it can be difficult to forgive. Yeah. But you know better. I've worked with you. You know better. And you understand why you want to forgive. And sometimes we get, yes, you have. I forgot where I was with this. Oh gosh, I lost my train of thought there for a minute. Where was I in this conversation with myself? Oh, good heavens. We were talking about forgiveness and the need to set yourself free so that you can recover. And almost all of these issues have to do with forgiveness and self-love. And don't just forgive the other person. You gotta go in and forgive yourself. That can be the hardest one. Because we all do and say things in our life that we maybe wish we hadn't done or hadn't said. And we're pretty hard on ourselves about it. So, yeah, it's safe to forgive yourself because you don't want to keep yourself stuck. And that I want you to think about unforgiveness as, oh yeah, well, that's just what I said when we were tapping. He doesn't care if you're mad at him. No big deal to him. So continuing to be mad at him is actually useless. It is only hurting you. So you don't want to continue that loop. It actually feeds a bad relationship. A lot of times when people enter into forgiveness and do this work with me, they find that their relationship with that person changes. And it doesn't necessarily get better. I mean, it doesn't get worse. I've never had one that got worse, but it'll change the relationship, and it may become even not more distant, but you'll find that you're just sort of more okay with it. It isn't going to make you mad anymore that he acts like he hadn't done anything wrong and doesn't apologize. You won't, if you lose your attachment to holding on to that, then it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter anymore. You're all grown up. You don't live with him. It needs to not be as relevant in your life now. And a lot of times we define ourselves by our wounds. And you want to be really careful when we're going through, and I have this with private clients, when you're going through and doing forgiveness for one person, you're going to find that you need to go in and do it, not just for yourself, but there's usually more than one person that needs that. And I say, you want to get them all, because when you've carried that around for a long time, that icky thing, it's like, and I've talked about this before, it's like pushing a rock up a hill. And you've been pushing that rock up a hill for a lot of years. And you get used to it. And it takes a fair amount of energy to stay angry at someone. It really does. It depletes your energy. So you get used to that. And the first part, when people come to me for private work, the first thing we do is get you to quit pushing that rock. But we have to do the deeper work and clear a lot of stuff out. Otherwise, you will go find another rock to push up the hill because you're used to that. Does that make sense? Yeah. Oh, and let go of being mad at yourself for not confronting him. Confronting him will not in any way change his behavior. Zero. It will have zero effect. It will only serve to make you angrier and more upset. So really look inside and really see why you feel a need to confront him. Here's what he is. You aren't going to change that. The only person that any of us ever have any ability to change is us, ourselves. And that's where your real work is, folks. That's my specialty. So, I am so grateful that so many of you were here today. I appreciate all of you. I love doing this work, and I love being able to be of service. So, I will see you again Friday at the same time, 1 o'clock Mountain Standard Time. And I have no calendar in front of me, so I have no idea what date Friday is. But that's when I'm here next. I think I may be going to change the times up a little bit, maybe do one earlier, one later. I know it's real early in Asia right now. So some of them are having a little trouble being in the chat. And I don't want to exclude people. I want to do it I'm trying to do it at convenient times with my schedule and also convenient times with everybody else's schedule. There's no one time I can always pick. So until Friday, my dears, bless you and thank you for being here with me and doing this work today. I'll see you soon.